What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP play Spyro the Dragon Part 3. Here we are in the Magic Crafters world. This is the third world that you play in, and the one that has the most dragon eggs out of all the worlds that we will play in. This one by far has the most dragon eggs that you can collect in it. But anyway, so you can notice there's a thief here pretty early on that you have to go after. And what he will do is he will jump up here to escape you, so you have to get him pretty quickly and just kind of do what I did, charge at him. Now, I did have to, notice I did get a little silver orb there. I had to kill him and get to this dragon to save it from last time. But don't worry, because we can replay the dragons, you won't miss anything, but here you go.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
Alright, so we have a whole bunch to do instead of just a single task as the previous two areas. Now, if you notice, these little tiki guys have staffs, and they are covered in metal. That means you have to be kind of quick to when you charge at them. They don't usually get a chance to attack you unless you just happen to mess up around them for whatever reason. This is the first level Alpine Ridge, but I'll be waiting. I will wait to go into that level. The wizards, the taller wizards, what they will do is they will use magic to affect different things around them. And if you can kind of hear, he's laughing. He's laughing at us because he raised up the ground as like a wall, so we can't get around there to attack him. But all we have to do is just go around this other side and then go back behind him, and he can't do anything once we get back behind him. Right here, and you see he's laughing at us still. All I gotta do is just charge him or flame him. He's small enough to do either, whichever one's more convenient at the time. Very easy to do. But yeah, that's just a few of the enemies that we will see. Of course, there will be different enemies depending on the area, and that does raise up. I thought for a moment you may be able to get back up there, but I don't think so. Now you see, now if you notice that ground there with the arrows, this dragon will explain what that is.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead, try it.
So the supercharge also debuts here in this here as well. What it does is just like that dragon said. What you have to do is run a charge along the blue. I'm sorry, the stripes, and it will give you a supercharge that will allow you to break through anything.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
And that will allow you to break things like like this type of metal chest. You can't break that any other way. The only way you can break that is by using the supercharge. And I'll show how to do that really quickly. And if you notice the little green wizard with the lightning bolt above his head, he will shoot electricity at you, but he's very easy to get rid of. All you have to do is just pay attention to where he's looking, and you can ambush him pretty easily. He's even if he looks at you, he does kind of wind up before he attacks, so you don't have to worry about him at all. He's a very easy enemy to defeat. So you have a key there. So there's a locked chest around here somewhere. I don't think the supercharge will break locked chests, but I've never actually tried before. There's really no easy locked chests around here that you can get to. you may be, if you kind of jumped, well, I don't think the chest is around here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'll go ahead and talk to the balloonists because I believe I already have enough of whatever they need. Thank you, Spyro, for recovering so many of our dragon eggs. Hop aboard for the Beastmaker's world if you are ready. Stay here. So, dragon eggs. So we have, how many dragon eggs do we have? 7. I think, I'm not sure how many it takes to get it because I've always have enough when I come in here. So it probably somewhere between 5 and 7. Or it could be 7, and you know, if you just have to get every single dragon egg there is. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I usually have enough coming into this level, so I don't need to look around for any dragon eggs, or I don't need to worry about that kind of thing. Let me see. How do you get up there? But you know, if you don't like the Magic Crafter's world and you want to save it for later, you could do that by just getting enough dragon eggs, and you can go straight to Beastmaker's world. But I would definitely say that Magic Crafters is one of the easiest worlds by far. You know, it's it does have some challenging elements to it, but for the most part, it's a lot easier than a lot of the realms that are around here, or levels, you know, whichever one you want to call them. Like Alpine Ridge here, this could be considered kind of difficult just because of what you have to do. I said I had 298 pieces of treasure when I know I had 300 pieces of treasure here. Yeah, oh my god. That's odd. I hope that doesn't affect the end game. Alright, so you notice those big beasts, what they will do is they will run towards you, and then they will try to stomp you. If you notice, the little tiki guys can also ride on them as well, and they are controlling them somewhat. If you do knock out the little tiki guy first, that won't make the beast stop. Ah, crap. That won't make the beast stop attacking you. So I guess there really is no reason to attack the small guy first. It's usually best to just go ahead and take out the beast first, just because they sometimes can mess you up. You know, if you're not paying attention, they can sneak up behind you and squash you very easily. So you just want to be careful and pay attention to that. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a way to get up here. There's nothing over there, so we don't have to worry about that.
Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Of course not.
I didn't think so.
Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I was going to point out, so you can see here we have 2 different paths. This path to the right here will lead on to the rest of the level. This path over here will lead to a dead end where you can gain treasure. So that's the path that I'm going to take. Oh crap. Well, I'm going to die first because I jumped off too quickly. Now, you can glide for quite a while until you get to a certain point where you will fall and die. But you can also just press the triangle button to fall a little bit faster and die a little bit quicker. It's better than just gliding around doing nothing, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll be careful this time. Now, if you can see this big this wizard here and the other wizard was fighting. They can actually they can't kill each other, but they can if you can get it up to them fast enough. Oh, I guess if you time it just right, you can actually have them stun each other. I don't think the big wizards really get messed up by the little wizards too much. It's usually the other way around. So it's kind of hard to actually take advantage of it. I think I think the little wizards can move the platforms that the big wizards are standing on. And now, if you notice, they will run around in circles because once you beat their or get past their defenses, there's nothing they can do to stop you. Now those beasts are too big to charge, so you do want to keep that in mind. You don't want to go head on. You don't want to charge them at all. Especially head on. I think they may be able to pick you up and throw you. And if you notice, that was a ledge over there that we went to. You can glide from over there to here, or you can go around the other way and go that way. It doesn't really matter. It really just depends on which path you want to take first. Of course, so you don't have to do a whole bunch of backtracking. You may want to go ahead and take the left path first, and then go to the right path. Usually, I'll go to the right path, forgetting that this is the path that leads to the end of the level, and we'll end up having to backtrack all the way to that point again. So you do want to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Now this can sometimes be difficult. It's all timing. You just have to get the timing down right to make sure that you don't mess yourself up and get caught on the when the wizard raises the wall up.
Thank you for releasing me.
Now, if you notice, there are some pillars with some chests. We will be able to get those later. We can't get to them right now. They're just a little bit too high, so you don't have to worry about those right now. I believe up the road here is where we will see how to get to them. Maybe not. I may have messed up and I very well may have been able to get to them from where I was before. Now you do want to be careful because there are two of those. Usually, if you can jump down off, from the edge and then jump down on one and then flame it, usually have a little bit better time. Usually you'll have a little bit better time than if you just jump down without flaming either one. It's really up to you though. Here again, if you do, I believe if you flame one, they will both wake up, or if you just come into this little cave, they will both wake up. I don't remember exactly. I really haven't paid attention to them to see what they do. They're usually already awake by the time I come down here. They're both already awake by the time I come down here, so. Or I guess the other one's awake by the time I flame the other one. That's why I say it may be tied to if you flame them. But this homeworld, Magic Crafters, also has the highest amount of treasure per level. You gain quite a bit of treasure in the levels here, and I believe this is how we would fly across it. But I'm not 100% sure. This seems like it's high enough, but the drop rate is pretty bad. You drop very fast, and all the levels do loop around at some point. Usually at the ends and the beginnings meet up. So if you missed that left path, you can come back here and go back around to it. It's actually pretty easy to do.
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the Magic Crafter world.
And so we'll go ahead and save it just in case we do die. And remember, the highest point of your jump and all that, and that should be it, yeah. Now, I think the way you get to those is just by jumping. I believe every single one you can get to, even though it doesn't look like it. Now, you do want to fly away from that third one, or whichever one you decide to light last, because the explosion can knock you back, and it will mess you up. So you do want to pay attention to that and be careful.
Remember that these blue thieves haven't stolen eggs only in the Magic Crafter world. Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
And so it's kind of late, but just reminding you to go after blue thieves, but like I said, it is pretty late. It's not very, it's not like the last. If this was on the second to last or the last homeworld, then reminding you there, that would be late. But this isn't too awful late. And yep, got all the treasure. You can see 500 pieces of treasure, and then 4 dragons. Usually, I'm not 100% sure. I think there may be 3 to 4 dragons in every single level except for the boss. But I do know there's a whole lot of treasure here in this level. So that's you do want to make sure that you collect every single piece, and there's a lot of it around. So you want to make sure that you don't miss any. Coming to the end of a level and you have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pieces missing is always a pain. But yeah, I guess it was just a glitch because it didn't show that I was missing any there. Now you can run around and try to gain some silver orbs here. It's not quite as efficient as doing it in the other the Peacekeeper's homeworld, but you still can do it, and you can gain quite a bit, but you do have to go over a wider area. And then the Peacekeeper's homeworld is, you have to go, you have to backtrack to the beginning of the level, and then you have to go, or to the beginning of the homeworld, and then you have to go all the way to the end of it. Now, if you notice here, the wizards are having a battle. What they will do is send a tornado to knock one down, and if you have trouble with these wizards, you can use that to your advantage. Attack them while they are hurting each other, or at least while the tornado wizards are affecting the big wizards. And you'll see that a lot. There's a bunch of little wizard battles here and there. You do want to be careful for the tornadoes. The tornadoes can hurt you. They can hurt you quite a bit if you're not careful and if you're not paying attention. But thankfully they gave you a bunch of fodder around here that you can get to.
Please do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
Okay, so let me see. Am I supposed to go over there now? Why not? It's better to just go ahead and get these bits of treasure out of the way now instead of having to backtrack, because I'm missing quite a bit at the end of the level. You don't have to move that much to be able to get back up there, and the fodder may have respawned by now. No. Alright, so now these moving pillars, you have to get the timing just right, or you'll end up falling, because like I said, the drop rate is pretty bad in this game. Usually you have to wait till it's leaned over to the left for this side, and then it will fix itself to the right position it's supposed to be. And then when the platform over here is on the far right, and then it will fix itself again. And then you can see how the platforms are supposed to be. Now, if you notice that fairy up there, we will see her later. I won't explain. I won't talk about what she does right now, but it is something very useful that we will use, or that we can use for later. But anyway, now if you notice, there's some fairies down there. In this level, once you're in this interior section of the level, you cannot die by falling. Those 3 fairies will catch you every single time, so you don't have to worry about that at all. You just go through as long as you're in the interior section. Every other section you will die.
Try combining supercharge with jumping and gliding, and really explore the high caves.
You won't have to worry about that. Like I said, just as long as you're in this interior section, and everywhere else you will die. So you do want to keep that in mind. But anyway, and the fairies will always take you back to the same spot, because that is tied to a pretty difficult section here. If you notice that, if you remember that dragon I was talking about, using the jumping and gliding to explore the high caves. Well, if you use the supercharge and the glide ability together, is actually pretty useful. because you can go quite a ways with it. But the problem is trying to get that timing down just right. Trying to get to somewhere like over here. You have to try to get it at the very highest point of the jump, or I guess of the arc of the jump, and that's about that's the only way you can go long distances with the while using the supercharge and the jump together. And this is always a pain because you have to worry about falling in the water, and you have to worry about doing that, and then falling off, or at least falling down. You won't fall off if you fall off the outside edge there. You won't kill yourself. You just have to worry about falling into the water. There you go. Nah, excuse me. Oh. I thought I had to sneeze. Anyway, I don't know if you can skip the egg. Yeah, excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you notice, I did skip the egg animation. I'm not sure if you can do that every single time, or if that was just because, as a position I was in, I don't know. I've never actually tried to skip the egg animation before. But if I can, that would definitely be very useful. But also using the fairies here is very useful as well, because it can help you get back to where you need to go very easily. Now, if you notice those metal spiders there, they can only be broke with the supercharge. And if you notice, there's a lot of rocks and rock formations in here that you can catch yourself on. It's actually kind of difficult to loop around and try to get the supercharge to work for you while going through there.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong, like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that supercharge makes you invincible.
And that will allow you to, as I said, destroy the bugs that are in there. As well as another ability that we will gain a little bit later on. But like I was saying, trying to get the supercharge into those caves is actually kind of difficult. It can be done. You can run through most of the caves with the supercharge, but it is very difficult to get it just right so that you can get down in there and use it. Now this level does have a lot of these little hidden sections and different things like this so you want to pay attention and be careful and look out for those kinds of things. And going on like a path here, I'm not sure if I could skip it or not. I did press the X button, but it seemed like the egg disappeared right where it was supposed to. Yeah, but going along a path like this, you want to go ahead and knock out the thief a little as fast as possible, just so that you're not having to backtrack throughout the entire thing looking for missed treasure, or that you have to slow down for treasure. It's not a very big path. It's really up to you whether you want to do that or not. If you want to, well, it's not that big of a priority to go ahead and knock out the thief early on. It's really, it's that player preference thing again. You notice I did kill that bug, and then usually stuff like that happens and you can get messed up. And that's why you want to go ahead and try to knock out all the bugs as possible. Ahead of time, so that you don't have to worry about them attacking you. They're not strong or stronger than any of the other lower enemies. They're the same. They hurt the same as every other enemy does. So you don't have to worry about fighting them, because of damage wise. But they will chase after you, and they won't stop chasing after you. That's the bad thing about them. Now, if you notice here, the purple fairy, she will give you a kiss, and that will give you a super-powered flame that will allow you to destroy any type of metal. But it only lasts for a limited amount of time. You can see I'm like a deep red And then once I start to flash, that means the ability is almost, you know, about to go away. You can keep it for a little while, but it's usually used only in that section really close to the purple fairy. I don't believe you can actually get it all the way through that set of caves. I may be wrong though. Seems like whenever I try to do that, it doesn't usually work out, but I'll give it a shot. Something that will help you while trying to do that is if you can make it as straight a line as possible while going through there, and you can take this ability anywhere you want to in the level. You just have to get it through to the level. And I'm not sure, you may have been able to take it through the caves, but I find it's easier just to go ahead and take it to here because this is where you need to go anyway. So it's really up to you. You know, you do have two paths. I'm not sure. I know one works, but I don't know if the other path works. But I'm not gonna waste time trying to look at it. I've already messed around enough in this level. But anyway, so you do wanna head along this section, try to get all the treasure you can. Yep. Okay, that's good. Usually I'm missing a whole bunch, but I guess I've got all the missable treasure out of the way. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Now, I'm not sure, I think you may be able to hit exit level, and that will bring you out of the level a little bit faster than doing this, which would definitely be very helpful and would help save time. But I'm not sure if that actually works or not. It may not. Like I said, I don't know for sure. But anyway. So now we'll go into the last level down here. Oh. Let's see, where is it at? There we go, Wizard Peak. So this is gonna have a bunch of wizards and a bunch of the big wizards and a bunch of supercharged platforms. So if you don't care for the supercharged platforms, then sadly you're gonna have to. You're going to have to get used to them because, like I said, there is a bunch. Now, if you notice, the big wizards will run up there. I don't think there's any way to catch them. You may be fast enough to catch this first wizard, but I don't think you can catch any other of the big wizards that are around here. If you notice, there's a bunch of snow norks that have appeared. Let me see. I may be able to catch. Oh no, I guess he just starts up there. Yeah, the second wizard you're gonna have to climb up there to find him, but the first wizard you may be able to catch. I'm not 100% sure. I think you may have to hack the game to do it. I may be wrong though.
Welcome to Wizard Peaks. This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
The supercharge also allows you to go through big enemies like this, and if you run up a opposite side, well, I guess if you run against the flow of a supercharged platform, that will slow you down. If you notice, I slowed down quite a bit and stopped at the top of that other one. But if you notice, those are green arrows, or I guess yellowish green arrows, and just a green background, and this is a tiled and blue thing. This will actually speed you up. This one will. The two that are look nicer. I guess if you want to call it that. Those will speed you up a lot more than the green ones will. And that's the way that's what you have to do to get across that huge gap. You have to run across both of these at the same time to be able to, you have to one, and then run after this one, and then jump, and that's how you make it across there. Now there is a thief on the other side of this wall, but don't worry. All you have to do is just walk around there and flame him, he will laugh at you all the way. You know, even right now, you know, you can get right up close to him. You can look at him, see what he looks like. You just flame him. Yep. So if you press the X button, you can skip the egg animation, thankfully. Now this wizard you may be able to catch as well. I don't remember for sure. Yeah, there we go. And what I believe all of the snow norks will appear even after you if you kill the big wizards, but I may be wrong. I think yeah, I think they do, because I believe the big wizards give you 25 gems if you kill them, and the snow norks only give you a couple gems, but I believe they do appear anyway, whether you kill the big wizard or not. Now it does stink running around without sparks. Just because even a green or a blue sparks would help right now. Just going after all of these little individual pieces of treasure. Now, if you notice that that wizard was being crushed, or I guess that little tiki eye was being crushed by the snow nork. I believe that's the only one that will get crushed by it. So if you have a hard time with the snow norks,
Thank you for releasing me.
you can use that to your advantage to try to sneak up on them. The little guys are easy; they will never give you trouble. It's just the snow norks that will. Let's see. We will see if I can break that. This thing I should be able to pretty easily. And so this is a jump that we need to get over to that platform over there. So what we need to do is go along these two platforms again. These supercharged pads, I guess you could call them. You need to run along those. I want to see if I can get a sparks up here. There we go. You need to run along both of them and then make it all the way to that other section to be able to make it across that gap. It's not that difficult. The hardest thing is just trying to make it across, trying to figure out the right jump distance, I guess. That would be the hardest part, but it's not, even then it's not that difficult. And there's a few pieces of treasure back behind here on the right side, I guess, or the other side. Now you want to be careful charging the metal crates on small platforms like this, just because it's very dangerous. You want to just kind of tap the charge so that you just kind of Spyro just dips his head down a little bit instead of actually doing any real actually charging all that much. Let me see. Now, this is usually always the bad spot for me, because if you notice, I'm still missing a bunch of treasure and another egg and another dragon. And so let me see. This may be the... Oh, wow. Wow, that sucks. Thought I had enough speed, but that's why you have to go along the tiled-looking pads. Now, if you may have noticed already, but if you die without touching a one of these, and you've already collected treasure, well, like say there's a piece of treasure, there's 2 treasure chests and that wizard up there. Now, if I was to go touch that dragon pad over there, kill both of those, collect all the treasure, and then die, the treasure would still be there, but the enemy would come back, and I believe I've talked about that before. The enemy coming back. So you don't have to worry about the. You don't have to worry about having to recollect treasure. It's very easy. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's usually at the beginning. The spot that you usually wouldn't look at. You already have your set path that's right in front of you, and then you have to backtrack to find all this. And this will lead you to where the 2 wizards are, the 2 big wizards are. You just have to, let me see, I think you can jump down to one. No, Not yet. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so you can fly around, swoop in and get that one, and then you'll have to backtrack along the beginning section, back to the beginning section, and to get back through that whole area that you was just in. But it's worth it because you can't get that particular wizard again unless you do it right there. So it just saves you a little bit of time backtracking again to try to get back to it, because either way you're stuck gonna have to run along this entire area again just to get back to the right spot that you have to kill that first wizard. So it doesn't really matter in which order you do it, but I usually find that order works a little bit better, just because you have to go through this whole section. Well, I guess either way it really doesn't matter. It's just player preference again, whichever one you want to do. Let's see. I don't think this leads us anywhere important. I'm gonna jump down here. I'm still missing another dragon and an egg, though, even with all this treasure. And I'm still missing treasure, I think. Nope, just another dragon and another egg. Let me see, where am I even at? Okay. That's obviously not going to be over here. I think the last dragon's at the exit of the level, but I don't know where that last thief is. Really? No, that sucks. Oh crap! Yeah, wouldn't let me control it for a second.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan home. It is at the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
Artisan home, waterfall. Sounds good.
So now we can go into that secret area in the artisan's homeworld. I believe you have to talk to that dragon to unlock it. I may be wrong though, but that's usually when it becomes available. I usually don't check back until after this, so it may unlock earlier than that. But anyway, but I won't be doing the fights right now, as I believe I said in part 2. I'm gonna wait to do those a little bit later in a different video. So you see, we are Blowhard. This is the boss for the Magic Crafter's world. Now this is I wouldn't say difficult boss, but there are the lightning wizards and the tornado wizards are here. So if they do give you trouble, you may find this kind of difficult, but usually it isn't. The lightning wizards are very easy to dodge. You see how long it takes for them to wind up before they actually attack them. The tornado wizards, if there are any, and I guess there isn't. I guess I was thinking about Blowhard himself. He is a tornado wizard, and all you gotta do is just flame him. I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure you cannot charge him, but I may be wrong. You can see what these green wizards are doing. Oh wow, yeah, that one moves a lot faster than the little one here. So you do want to time it just right. And again, always make sure that you're looking around for different paths you can take.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in crystal. And neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
Alright, so these platforms actually move towards you and help you out, surprisingly. but they do rest in a position that will allow you to fly back across in case you miss any treasure back behind you that you have to backtrack for. As you can see there, they're close enough together that you don't have to worry about having too much trouble flying across. And now we can use that whirlpool or that whirlwind to get back up to this section if we need to. Now he's up in the air where we can't easily get to him. Maybe if you... Let's see what he's supposed to do. Oh. I guess you can't charge him. I guess you can only flame him. Usually most of the bosses are usually too big so that you can only flame them. And he, just like every other boss, he takes 3 hits, and then once he's gone, of course. Oh. Let's see, that's all the treasure, all the dragons. There are no eggs here. If you notice, when I was in Wizard Peak, there, you'll see like a black egg with an X over it, and that will tell you whether there are any eggs that you haven't collected yet in that level. Go ahead and try to clear some of this out, at least the lightning wizards, just so that they don't get me while I'm talking about the information and everything. I've done all the levels and everything, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about the information for all of the levels that I've done so far here in the Magic Crafters world, the home world, and all that, usually the typical stuff that I do. Let me see. We'll go to Magic Crafters. Magic Crafters is the third homeworld of Spyro the Dragon. This land comes across as an extravagantly royal place with marble-like walls and floors. In the caves. The walls are also covered in elaborate designs, and the caves seem to be lit almost magically. Throughout the homeworld, there are small ponds which enemies are sometimes seen, running around. Magic is very obvious in this land. There are druids in this world who have control over the movement of platforms, walls, and land, among many others. This is also the first land in which Spyro finds a supercharge pad. You must collect at least 1,200 gems to access this world. 300 pieces of treasure, 300 pieces of treasure, 3 dragons, 2 eggs, and the fodder is sheep. Well, I'd call them goats, but it is what it is. The home of the most magically inclined dragon species is a network of self-constructed plains and meadows connected by tall mountain tips and covered in frost and ice. The Magic Crafters world is littered with icy steps, frosted peaks, supercharged ramps, moving platforms, and alpine trees of all sizes. Pools of crystal clear water dot each area and the caves built into the mountains are smooth and decorated with all sorts of pretty patterns. Gems can be seen here or there, but the Magic Crafter dragons never see too fit to flaunt their wealth. The abyss below is a misty, never-ending fall that would spell death to any dragon, but no fear, the fairies here don't mind catching you and lifting you to safety. Each homeworld has specifically designed portals. The portals of Magic Crafters are made from the mountain stone and are short and wide. The top portion comes to a point at the top with a jewel located right below it. Trivia: if you talk to the balloonist repeatedly, he will say, "Hey Spyro, maybe I can help you recover those 5 dragon eggs." If he requests a realm where a thief is located, you can instantly go to that realm via balloon. Oh wow. There are no Norks in this homeworld and its levels, while there are enemies. So I guess the snow Norks, I guess you could say that those were the snow Norks. Enemies are Armored Druids, Green Druids, and the Green Wizards. So I guess the little tiki guys are Armored Druids. We'll go to Alpine Ridge first. Alpine Ridge is one of the realms in Magic Crafters. Alpine Ridge is a realm located high in the mountains. It consists mostly of high peaks and requires a lot of gliding to traverse it. Alpine Ridge is full of blue wizards, green druids, and beasts. The green druids enjoy moving the landscape around, making it difficult to move from one area to another. 500 pieces of treasure, 4 dragons, 1 egg, and the fodder is the little goats. Enemies: armored druids, beasts, blue wizards, and green druids. Trivia: Alpine Ridge is associated with its large orange beasts. Alpine Ridge is most associated with its large orange beasts. We'll go to High Caves next. High Caves is a realm within the Magic Crafter's home where the caves are filled with large armor-plated spiders. There is also a super flame power-up here. 500 pieces of treasure, 3 dragons, 2 eggs. Enemies: blue wizards, metal-back spider, tornado wizards, and green druids. The names of the dragons, Ajax and Cyrus, share their names with 2 characters from the 1979 cult movie The Warriors, and could possibly be a reference to them. This is one of the few realms where Spyro does not do his aerial backflip when he arrives. This is the first of few realms that Spyro has access to a Super Flame power-up in. In the North American version, the theme is a remix of the one heard in Treetops. And so this is for High Caves. So we'll go to Wizard Peak next. Wizard Peak is one of the realms that Magic Crafters inspire the Dragon. The realm is full of wizards and large Norks, but most of all it's filled with supercharges. The realm is a great place to practice charging skills with them. This is the only realm in the Magic Crafters homeworld without druids. Wizard Peak later made a reappearance in Spyro's Shadow Legacy. Let's see, 500 pieces of treasure, 3 dragons, 2 eggs. The fodder here is sheep, like every other level of the goats. Again, whatever you want to call them. While the name says Peak, it should be Peaks. Wizard Peak is a series of spiraling mountaintops harboring balconies, grass-covered cliffs, standing pillars, and archways leading to elaborate glass-tiled rooms and caverns. These rooms hold many indoor streams and pools, along with a few blue tapestries of dragons and wizards and monsters. The abyss below the peaks is a fluffy white, almost inviting, though jumping in to taste the pure air wouldn't be advisable. The distance is a blend of light green and blue, which fades to a darker blue and finally black. When looking straight up, a glowing white planet can be seen among the stars as it is blocking out the light from another sun. Enemies: weather wizards, blue wizards, ice Norks, and armored wizard. The main theme of the Amanda Show uses a remixed version of the realm's famous theme. The producers of the show believing nobody would notice, this caused a fair amount of controversy when fans of the Spyro video games and music complained that Nickelodeon had stolen the music. To settle the situation, Stuart Copeland, the writer of the game's music as well as for that TV show, allowed the production team to use it. Wizard Peak is one of only 4 worlds in the series to keep its name in the Japanese version, with the other 3 being Dry Canyon, Cliff Town, and Magma Cone. One of the dragons in this level tells Spyro about Sunny Flight and how to reach it. So we'll go to a Blowhard. Blowhard is the boss realm of the Magic Crafter's homeworld. 40 pieces of treasure, 1 dragon. Enemies are weather wizards, green druids, and Blowhard himself. Trivia: in the room where you have your free altar, you can get really lucky. If you flame the back wall in the right spot at the right time, you might be able to hit Blowhard and skip the second part of the battle, but most likely you will not be able to get him except by pure luck. This is the only boss realm besides Nasty Nork where no information is given by a dragon or how to defeat it. Yeah. So, anyway, I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many of the little armored druids that I hit in the entire Magic Crafters world. Next time we will go and do the Beastmaker's homeworld. So until then, later. I'm sorry, Beastmaker's homeworld. Until then, later, everyone.